Dave Chappelle finally got the rights to his content back from Comedy Central. So shout out to Netflix for standing with the artists, and shout out to Comedy Central for finally realizing they was a whole bunch of BANs. Me and the Notification Gang would like to invite everybody to come join us Monday through Thursday, 9:20 to 10 o'clock for Morning Coffee, where we discuss the events of the prior day and also just talk mess about stuff. See you then.
But this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?
BBN. Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so... yeah. So... apparently, Dave Chappelle, the funny guy, had the show named after himself. Got his rights back to the show that he had that was named after himself from Comedy Central. Okay. Now, yeah, I get it. I should be saying Dave Chappelle's show back on Netflix. But I think that the most important aspect of what happened was he got his rights back to the show that had his own dang name on it. Just so we could think about something real quick. You think Red Fox owned Sanford and Son by chance? Red Fox literally also had a show called The Red Fox Show. You think he owned any? I have no idea at this point. I'm just assuming that he didn't. You think he owned any rights to that Red Fox Show? I doubt it. So basically what happened was Dave Chappelle, shout out to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, he let the rest of the world know, look, man, this is Comedy Central, guys. They putting my show on Netflix. I'm not getting a dime. I need you guys to stop watching Comedy Central. I'm going to keep it a stack. When he first told us to stop watching Comedy Central, I thought he meant stop watching Netflix. I was like, subscription done. I was like, I'm unsubscribing from the rat bastards. How you doing Dave Chappelle like that? But turns out, Dave Chappelle was not talking about Netflix in general. I wish I would have knew that. I wouldn't have had to resubscribe. He was talking about the Chappelle Show. He was telling people don't watch the Chappelle Show when it was on Netflix. But shout out to Netflix. I want to dap Netflix. I'm doing like daps right now. Y'all can't see it though. Shout out to Netflix. I want to dap Netflix up because what Netflix did was Netflix said, you know what? My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. And Netflix just decided to stop airing the damn thing. So shout out to those guys. I mean, whenever we're thinking about these big conglomerates and these organizations that make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of us as being a consumer, we rarely ever see them actually see that there's an issue inside of with an artist, especially an artist of color, and actually then conduct themselves in a manner that would be like, you know what, we're on the side of the artist. Screw those other millionaires, pardon me, screw those other billionaires over there. You know what I'm saying? We don't like them anyway. Did you see? Yo, we had a whole wedding. They didn't even send a gift. Like, this is the type of energy they might be having, what Netflix might be having with Comedy Central. Anyway, so Comedy Central has contacted Dave Chappelle. They have apparently, if you listen to what Dave Chappelle said, Dave Chappelle had a, what do you call that? I guess he did like a mock 10-minute stand-up routine or whatever the case was, where he basically spoke on the matter, told a couple of jokes or whatever the case is. You might be able to catch it online, go look it up. And he basically spoke about, you know, they gave him back the rights to his show and whatnot. Because what you got to remember is when you are a up-and-coming aspiring artist of any kind, your first contract ain't shit. Pardon my language. I know I don't curse over here like that, especially on these 10-minute videos. YouTube, you got to let that one slide. Your first contract is crap. I don't know no other way to put it. It's this garbage. It's like they sitting. It's like there's some big wigs somewhere sitting around a table. I don't know what is the shape of the said table. It might be a hexagon. I don't know what it is. It might not even be a hexagon. It might be like a shape that a 3-year-old would draw, and they just said, you know what? That's it. Let's just make it out of wood. I have no idea, but they're sitting at a table somewhere. It could be, I don't know, somewhere. And it's like, they're like, oh, these guys, they doing the Birdman hand rub. And they're like, he's gonna just accept anything that we give him because he's tired of living at his parents' crib. And so they just give you, I'm not trying to laugh and shit, but I can imagine that that's part of the reason why nobody can get any good contracts. Because I'm just gonna say something real quick. When you're dealing with somebody that's not like, especially when you're dealing with black people, like people be trying to kick their kids out the crib as soon as possible. But when you're dealing with other races of people, I used to do moving and storage for a living. I lie to you not. I crap to you not. I used to move people who was 34, 35 years old, and they were just moving out of their home with their parents, and they was lawyers for the last 10 years. No lie, these are facts. So, you know, it's just a different demographic when you're dealing with people in the black culture. We be trying to get our kids out the house as quickly as possible. We don't care if they can read or write or count. We just like, you gotta go somewhere and it ain't here. Anyway, so the point being is, they give bad contracts to people initially. Dave Chappelle, bad contract. He basically, I believe, didn't have any of the rights to the own product in which he was creating. And if y'all remember, one of the main reasons why the Dave Chappelle show ended was because, well, first of all, they tried to give him like a crap load of money, and he was like, nah, son, I don't trust it. He said, I'm going to Africa. But also, he wanted to change some of the content in which he was creating, and he wanted to make less content, or I think no more content that was speaking down on the black community. And, you know, Comedy Central is like, yo, come on, homie, this is what sells. I just want to say something real quick. A lot of times people want to say a thing, but they can't say it. So since they can't say it, what they do is they go get somebody that look like the people that they want to say it about, so that they can say it. You get what I'm saying? So that kind of is probably how Dave Chappelle felt at the time. I'm just going off of what I kind of remember hearing him say. And, you know, he didn't feel like making that type of content anymore. He didn't feel like making content, making it look like all black people are drug addicts and constantly talking down on black people. And he didn't want to do it. Anyway, so, at least this is what he tells us. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if they would have said $100 million, I don't know. But this is basically the situation. So Dave Chappelle has the rights to his show back. Shout out to that. And since he has the right to his show back, I'm guessing we're going to be able to go on Netflix now and watch the Chappelle show. And I'm going to assume that it's going to have incredible ratings, because what's going to happen is there's a whole generation of people that never watched the Chappelle show. And they're going to be smoking weed, and they're going to go watch the Chappelle show. And there might be people that might be getting rushed to the hospital. They're going to be like, what's wrong with him? He was laughing. He won't stop. We knocked him out. He's asleep right now. He's still laughing. The drugs ain't wear off. And they be like, what drugs did he have? The Chappelle show. They be like, oh Lord. There's all types of different problems. So anyway, shout out to Comedy Central for standing with Dave Chappelle. Also, shout out to not Comedy Central, pardon me. Shout out to Netflix for standing with Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Comedy Central for finally doing the right thing. Comedy Central did not stand with Dave Chappelle. Comedy Central would not be doing what they're doing right now if the people that support Dave Chappelle didn't do what they did and stop watching. Well, I mean, they couldn't watch it. Netflix took it off. But but Netflix probably wouldn't have did what they did if there wasn't so many people that was up in arms about it. So, you know what I need y'all guys to do? Whoever it is that you support, on whatever the media that it is, go do your best. Reshare them, repost them, BBN. Reshare them, repost them, talk about them to your friends. Put them all over Facebook, put them all over everywhere. Because if you really truly support anything, you'll have that energy. Like the people that like the Chappelle show had for Dave Chappelle and against Comedy Central. When that man said, yo, I need y'all to pull up. These dudes is outside the club and they acting crazy. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.
Mike Jones.
Oh, Black Dynamite, I wish it was that simple, but this is much bigger than you and me.
Hey, little mama. It may be bigger than you, and it may be bigger than me, but it ain't bigger than you and me. Can you dig it?